a lot of solids came in the spring and summer when we did order leggings. But now that winter's come, people are wanting the solids, and we have them, and a lot of other people don't have them, and a lot of people are just getting prints, and people are wanting these mustard colors, these navy colors, and we got a bunch of black leggings. And when you get black leggings in June and July, you're kind of like, what am I going to do with these things? but now, like, nobody has black leggings, and oh my God, we had probably like 80 pairs of one size black.
Yeah, we did.
And I think we have about 9 pairs left right now. So
yeah, they're definitely.
there's definitely waves and there's changes.
There he is.
What? Welcome back.
We're back.
You got boxes too.
Our whole living room.
The free meeting was over, huh?
Yeah, it was.
She was trying to register it, and she's like, I'm not going to beat this.
Hey, it happens. We actually have so many cardboard boxes that supposedly the neighbors say we have too much cardboard. We have too many boxes outside or something. I don't know. They're complaining to our landlord that we have too much trash.
Well,
so John's response was,
they told me that the mailman came to our house too often is what he told me, that they were complaining that the mailman came too often. And I said, well, the holidays are coming. It's only going to get worse.
And it has.
Well, what happened with me was I ran out of racks. I ran out of racks. So I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have like 6 or 7 racks. I don't know how many I have already. But I ran out of racks. So what I've been doing was taking pictures and just folding everything up and putting it in a box. And in the box, I'll label it Irma. I was like, and we just got a Z rack. So everything's being hung up now in that Z rack. But.
Oh, yeah, we haven't opened ours. The box came, and it was so heavy. I'm, like, trying to carry it in through the door. And
she's like, it came. I'm like, what are you doing? And
I'm like, it's the Z-Rack that came from Chris. And
oh, yeah. Well, that's my first Z-Rack. I have collapsible ones.
Yeah, so we have Deco ones.
Yeah, that's the one I have, which, I don't know, the wheels are a little flimsy on them when you're rolling them after a while. Yeah. These are, like, 100 times better, but the thing is that they're very tall, though. So, like, if you hang skirts or something, you're going to have a big gap underneath.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about yours, but mine, when I opened it up, it smelled weird. It smelled like gasoline almost.
No, it's just in the living room.
Ours is in the living room.
It smelled almost like gas or something, like gasoline. I was like,
it's like,
it was missing hardware also. So I don't know if yours might. If you're missing screws, I went to Home Depot. I bought 4 screws. I just took the big metal black piece. And 4 screws are 20 cents a piece. So 85 cents with taxes.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, I told Chris, I just invested a lot of money into this now. So.
Yeah, those Deco racks, like, I mean, they're pretty good, but the wheels do get loose. And
yeah, when you're rolling them around too much, they do. They kind of like, it looks like it's going to fall over.
Yeah. And they also, if you put like, on the double-sided ones, I don't know if you have double or single-sided.
Yeah, I have one double.
Well, like if you put clothes on one side of them and not enough on the other.
Oh, it'll tilt. Yeah,
it'll fall on your head. And I know from experience that I've gotten hit twice in the head by a whole rack full of clothes.
Yeah, it'll fall over.
My kids thought it was funny.
We've also had the little knob where they that you press to make them collapse. We have one where they're both missing. So it doesn't lock into place.
So I mean, they're good.
But they're good for when we take them to the vendor shows or
yeah, they're good for
house with them. So I just have a trailer. I throw them in there, and then when we need them, we pull them out, and they're good to go.
Kim, I'm guessing you don't have racks yet, right?
No.
These are great racks, by the way. Even though they're flimsy wheels, they're pretty good.
I know, we're totally like.
I'm making notes. I have Z rack down, Deco racks. I'm making notes as you guys talk.
Yeah, and then I've heard also the Z racks, the Deco ones. Bed Bath and Beyond carries some. Mm-hmm. I've heard they're pretty good. I haven't seen their commercial grade, and then they have the 20% off coupons that you can use if you get them in the mail. But I haven't really used them, so I don't know how good they are. I think probably the best rack you can get is if you find a store that's closing down, because those things like they get a beating and they're still like good to go.
Yeah,
So
that's definitely true.
I missed out on the Sports Authority closing.
Yeah,
We
like
don't have one close enough where we could
yeah,
really took advantage. Everything we have pretty much we have hung up on the walls because really I had racks in the room at first, and I don't know if that's an option, but I was like, I can't take these racks. I was moving them around. She had them fall on her twice, and I was like, Carrie,
made me smarter.
we can just put this on the wall. So I hung everything up on the walls. The one thing I did buy was these, I don't even know, wire racks for the leggings. We store them in. It's got like 4 drawers. I got them at IKEA.
Yeah.
Anything like that works great for the leggings. I went and bought some extra sets this weekend, and pretty much I just pull the baskets out. I take the spare set with us, and we're good to go.
Carrie, you guys do when you guys do pop-ups elsewhere, what do you use, Fracta bags?
Yeah, we're using the cheap ones that don't zip, so they're like.
So I found some that are really good. Let me show you. Hold on, and they're cheap too.
I like cheap.
What is the determining factor to be accepted to be a consultant, or what would disqualify you to be a consultant? The queue is obviously 8 to 10 weeks. So pretty much everybody who applies becomes, or it's like I don't want to. They encourage you not to purchase things for the business until, pretty much get the go ahead in case it doesn't work out. But what's the...
As long as you can pay for it when they call, they accept everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suggest getting as much as you can before that call so that you're prepared.
Yeah.
It's kind of a double-edged sword because they don't want to assume any responsibility. Oh man, it's on him. They don't want to assume any responsibility saying that you should buy all this, and then you get to the point where I can't onboard or whatever. Now I've spent $400 on racks or I've spent money on bags, so they don't want to assume any responsibility because of that. What happened about 6 months ago? There's a lot of people who were trying to onboard. They had problems either onboarding or when they signed up, it didn't come as easy as they thought they were because a lot of people were posting, look at my huge sponsor checks. So these people got mad, and what ended up happening was Lula had to end up paying them their full price to accept all their items back. So they don't want to have to go through that. So they don't want to tell you to, go ahead, get all this stuff. But, I mean, the reality is if you don't get this stuff, you're going to have your 5, 6, 7 boxes come, and you're not going to know what to do with them. You're just going to have them sitting there. You're gonna be,
When they come, it's like Michael said, there's the boxes outside the door, and you're just like, whoa, because you see the photos, but until they are there and they're in front of you, it's.
Well, that was my concern, was just not knowing on how much they will or how many people they do accept. If there was contingencies and things like that, I didn't want to. We've talked about planning and things like that about it, but I was like, I don't know if, because of the bankruptcy, if that's going to keep us from it, or, things like that. So I just was unsure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the only thing I've never seen them not onboard somebody. They give you the call, and as long as you have the money to pay for your package, then for your order, then that's fine. They don't do like a background check with your credit or anything like that. I usually tell everybody take the 6 weeks to kind of get everything in order and prepare yourself as far as doing your Google Doc and doing your homework so that when you onboard, you're not just like not knowing what to do.
Okay.
Oh, Carrie, by the way, look at the bags. So, hold on. I don't know if you can see them very well, but there's like 13 bags inside this one bag. But they have the zipper.
I like the zipper.
it zips about halfway. It zips about halfway, and then you kind of slide it underneath the clothes and then zip it all up. I think I used 3 bags maybe for one full single rack. They are at IKEA. They're called Dimpa bags, because I know they have the Fracta bags or whatever at IKEA, but these are called Dimpa bags, DIMPA. They're $3.99 a piece.
We gotta go back to IKEA, babe.
Not this weekend.
Yeah. So I bought 14 of them, and I took with 14 of them I took probably about 1,500 pieces.
Wow.
I would say somewhere around that area.
Hmm.
So I think a couple of them I didn't fill them up all the way, but I mean it's pretty good for the price. So you still have one.
Where did he go?
I'm not sure. Anyway. There it's
Wait.
been.
Here.
You just
Oh, there I am. I lost you for a minute.
you just left us.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
So those like the Leggings Anonymous 30-day Q training page and the Unicorn Wranglers QB page, those are great for information, because those are, you know, a whole bunch of other QBs that ask questions and get answers from onboarded people. And the whole team, they really do help and work all together. LuLaRoe has even acknowledged the Unicorn Wranglers, how they're different than a lot of other teams, because we're doing something special in that there's no competition between them, and they really strive to help everybody. Unicorn Wranglers is 6,000 consultants strong now. That's amazing. Like that's so crazy.
And I'm gonna find out about the QB calls that are on Monday if they're recorded, because I know like today, I mean I've never heard the QB calls. I usually do the one on Tuesdays, but I know today there was a coach and she kind of explains like how she I think she was explaining how she did uploads of pictures. One of the QBs told me, so I'll find out if they record them and where they store that, so you can kind of hear a few of them.
Yep, and like I mentioned that we will I'll do a video for the Google Doc so that you can see how to do that, and something else I mentioned. I'm not sure what I wrote now. It's been a long day. I will get that done for you. So, any other questions?
I think I'm good.
Not at the moment.
All right. We'll do this again. It's good.
All right, I appreciate your time. Sorry
thank
it's so
you.
late for you guys.
It's okay.
No, it's okay. I stay up till late anyway, so.
Yeah, one of the things that kind of went away with LuLaRoe is sleep for me. So I should tell people that. I should, like, when I start talking to people, I should be like, sleep, no more. Food, maybe not, you know.
Starbucks started making a lot more money ever since Carrie started.
They did. It's a true story.
I stick to Dunkin' Donuts. It's a little cheaper.
The thing though is we joke about it, but you know, if it ever becomes too much or you do need to take a break, you know, that's something, you know, you're doing this to provide that for yourself. So don't be afraid to have to step away from it for the weekend, or you know, if something comes up. You know, you're doing this for yourself. You're doing this, you know, so you have those opportunities. So don't feel like you have to be tied to it 24/7, because a thing I'll tell you about LuLaRoe is you can always find something you could be doing or something that you wish you were doing. And sometimes you've just got to step away. This weekend, we had to do that. We had to just get out of Fort Wayne just to get away from the LuLaRoe. And so, you know, we took the 3-hour drive to Chicago, and, you know, we hung out there for the weekend just to get away from it. Because I knew if we were 3 hours away, we wouldn't have to worry about LuLaRoe. I wouldn't be trying to sell something. I wouldn't be trying to organize something or change something up to do something better. I just had to get away from it. And, sometimes you're going to find yourself in that position, and don't be afraid to just get away, or I need to get away for just a little bit.
Right, like Michael was saying, he makes sure that he schedules time.
Yeah, I completely agree with John. I mean, sometimes you just have to get away. I think we've done like 3 vacations in the past 2 months.
They're always on vacation.
Yeah, I mean,
It's awesome.
and LuLaRoe's given us that opportunity to do that. We went to Orlando. We went to Disney for like 5 days, I think, recently, and then we went to Food and Wine a few weeks before that, and then we took like a 1-week cruise a few weeks before that. So we try to get away as much as possible, but because you're always going to find something to do, and sometimes I tell Amanda I feel like I'm working more now than when I was working for the city. But it's as much as you want to put into it. Like if you want to put in 4 hours a week, you can put in 4 hours a week. If you want to put in 50 hours a week, you can do that. So it's nice to have that flexibility and not have to, wake up knowing that I have to be at work at 8 a.m. and I have to leave at 5 p.m. And it's like if I don't feel like doing anything tomorrow, then I won't do anything tomorrow. And then I know that, okay, Wednesday I gotta, I slacked off yesterday, so I'm going to kind of bust my butt a little bit more on Wednesday. So, I mean, it's nice to have that flexibility.
What is the most time-consuming part of being a LuLaRoe consultant?
I know my answer.
I guess Carrie talks about, not sleeping. So what is it that's causing the time consumption?
Honestly, the thing I spend the most time doing probably is invoicing / answering questions. That can take a lot of time. I can usually do, like right now I have about 2 of those big pink totes full
This over here
of stuff, and I can
is scary
pretty much
looking.
knock this out in about 45 minutes in the morning. So I'm not really worried about that.
It's a mountain.
But yeah, I think for me, I definitely think it's the whatever, because like I don't really consider the live stuff, because there I can cut that off whenever I need to, or
Yeah.
or if I'm feeling good, I can keep going. But the invoice, I guess it's just wanting to get it done.
Yeah. Me, I do a lot with like talking to people and talking with my VIP group and trying to always have something going on in the VIP group. And then I also run really large multi-consultant sale, and so I'm constantly in contact with a lot of consultants that have questions and need help there. So I feel like I'm always just, talking with somebody, if it's not the admins for that sale or the consultants that are going to be in it that week, or people from my VIP group, or running something or replying to them, because I also try to, when like if there's a giveaway or if there's just like a photo post, I try to like reply to them so that they know I'm a real person and not just, they're posting and I never have any kind of communication back with them.
So for us, customer service is your number one friend in this business.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, we always have customers that, or even our Lula babies will reach out to us. But for the most part, customers will reach out, and you want to provide them with that great customer service. Go out of your way to help them out as much as possible. And sometimes you kind of start having a regular conversation that has nothing to do with LuLaRoe. And then once you're done with that conversation, you have somebody else that's like messaging you. So that could be a little bit time consuming. To me, it's not a bother at all. Like I kind of enjoy it. What I think probably takes me the most time is it's probably because I detest it so much. And some people love it. But I'm not, I hate it. It's taking pictures. I don't like taking pictures. I hate taking pictures. And some people just, they dress every single item on a mannequin. I think you do that, right, Carrie? And I'm like, if I have to dress that mannequin every single time, I'd kick her after the 3rd outfit. I can't do the pictures. And Amanda's like, just get it done. In an hour, you'll be done. I'm like, I hate pictures. So for me, like I think the only struggle that I have within everything is it's just the pictures, just because I don't enjoy doing that part as much. But I mean, other than that, it's just it depends. Like certain things can be more time consuming. It's just probably for me, it's the photos because I take so long to have to take them because I'm just kind of like grunting the whole way through. So.
Well, I would definitely agree that the pictures are number 2 for me. So, yeah, it's I only try to put everything on the dress form right away, just in case it doesn't sell, and that's the only reason. I can slide it on in a few seconds and slide it right back off. But now our dress form's kind of getting this like kind of ghetto lean where it just kind of leans a little bit. So some of our photos look a little crooked because of it. And
lean back.
oh man, it's annoying. And I don't know if you wait for boxes to accumulate, but like if a box comes, I got to get it out of there because I don't have enough room in the room where we do the RoeStars to truly do a good job of taking pictures in here. So I take it in the back of our living room. We have a good area behind the couch, so I take it back there. And I don't like that area being messy, so I just gotta get that box out of there, and it stresses me out when I see that box.
Well, that's what happens with me. I get one box in, or maybe it'll be 2 boxes, and I won't photograph it right away because I'm like, I'll do it later, and then tomorrow all of a sudden 2 more boxes are here, and then like by Friday I've already have 8 boxes sitting stacked up one on top of the other. I'm like, oh crap! Now it's like, how am I going to photograph all these pieces in one day? So that's the thing. And it's something that Amanda and I have talked about where you get a box, just hang it up, take the photos, get it out of the way. It's an hour, and then that's it.
Yep.
Because when you have 8 boxes, then it's taking you, a whole day as opposed to, just 45 minutes or an hour here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't want an 8-hour marathon photo session.
And when you do the one box at a time, your detesting of it becomes a little less, and you're more likely to want to put it on the dress form, or you're more likely to want to try to put the extra jewelry or the belt around it, which those items in themselves, they're just items, but other people see those items on it, and then they start thinking, well, I could put a belt on that with me, or I could put this necklace. And we got this cheap black belt with a silver what is it, a clasp, and we got it from like Walmart for like $4, and like people see that belt and they're like, oh, where'd you get that belt at? It's so great. I'm like, it's $4 belt from Walmart.
Yep, 3 people have said,
I'll buy the belt from you.
Yeah, it's basically how you do your photos and sometimes how you accessorize things, that kind of is your selling point there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a flamingo in our photos, and a couple of the people in the VIP group are like, we know your photos in the multis because you have the flamingo. I love your photos. So it's just one of those quirky kind of things.
Yeah. I had to get 2 flamingos on my photos then.
You're going to outdo me.
Well, we were like, how are we going to do this for the leggings? So now we have like little stickers on the...
Yeah, they do.
What else takes time? Yeah, a lot of the other stuff, it's not like so much of time at the moment where you're doing it, but it's 5 minutes here or 10 minutes here to answer this question or to talk to this person, and those add up, but they're not usually to the point where it's, oh, I just spent 2 hours doing this, like when I invoice or when we take photos or something like that.
So are you, Michael, you and Amanda, and both Carrie and Jonathan, are you guys both like admins on the Facebook page? So you both can answer as people ask questions, or Carrie, is your page, and Amanda's page is her page, and Michael's page, how does that work?
I have my page, and Amanda and Michael have their page.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's also how you decide to do things, because, like, let's say let's say you find yourself answering questions all day. It's just a matter of you sitting down and saying, okay, let me see what's taking me time. And then you say, okay, I'm answering questions pretty much the whole day, but then that's taking away from me taking photos and from me, you know, so it's just, you know, saying, okay, this is what I want to kind of do. And that I haven't gotten to that yet just because I haven't figured it out, but we've talked about it. Kind of like setting up office hours or saying, you know what, I'm gonna answer questions Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. Anything that I see at that time, I'll answer. If it's outside that time, then I'll do this. We honestly haven't gotten around to that, but it's something that we've talked about to see how we can do to schedule office hours, because right now I'm kind of having to not only do trainings but answer questions for all of our Lula babies, and there's quite a few, and that's taking up all my morning and afternoon. And then Amanda's doing, you know, answering questions for the customers as well as myself in the evening. And then between all that, you know, we do the packaging, the shipping, the live sales, which I think I'm probably doing like maybe 1 to 2 max a week right now, and then albums and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like scheduling out your week. I think if and that's what we just spoke about. I think after the Inspire, which was last Friday, was just to see how you can work smarter, not harder, and kind of write it down on a notebook. Okay, let me schedule out my week, because when you have something in writing, it kind of helps you out more than as opposed to let me just wake up and I'll just work on something. So that's probably good advice that I can give you, is just to try to schedule out either your week or your day the day before. Just sit down and say, this is what I want to work on today, and just kind of, you know, do a checklist and just check it off as you go.
Well, can you kind of think back to when you both started before you had Lula babies and before all this stuff? Like what obviously it wasn't as crazy back then as it is now, because you have other responsibilities, other roles within the business. So what was most time consuming at that point? Was it still the photos, answering, trying to get yourself out there?
For myself, I mean, I wasn't taking as much pictures, because when we first started, we started off with like 350 pieces. So I just took all those pictures with her, I think within a day or two. And then we started just doing a lot of live sales. And basically after a little bit, once we started seeing the income, was when we can start ordering. But obviously back then we weren't placing as much orders as we are now. Like now we're probably placing orders, I would say maybe 3 times a week or so. And before we were placing orders, I think like once a week, once every week and a half. So it wasn't as much coming in as now. And then we also didn't have the responsibility of having any little babies underneath us. When it came to packaging and shipping, it wasn't the same thing, you know, packaging and shipping out like 6 or 7 packages, as opposed to, I think I shipped out over 200, close to 200 pieces today. So, I mean, you know, once you grow, it's obviously a lot more work.
Okay.
For us at the beginning, it really was the photos, because at the beginning, for the longest time, after every sale, we would photograph our whole inventory again. So we sometimes would be photographing 2 or 3 times a week. And that, if you can imagine just doing it once, just do it 3 times a week. And that was kind of crazy. I remember at one point I had someone come over and I was trading her Lula Roe to help me. And I said, now we have to photograph all of this. And she looked around the room and she looked at me like I was nuts. It was it was funny. And then like I thought just everybody photographed all of their inventory every time. I hate not being able to see them. You
Is
didn't
it
put
done?
No, you didn't put a state in there.
Oh, I can't help. It should know where 4, 6 is.
Okay, now hit upgrade so I can see them again so I can finish talking.
Did it work?
Yeah, now go back to them.
Sorry, making sure it doesn't cut us off.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, now we use there we go. Shop the Row, which I know, Michael, you were asking John about something about that, right?
Mhm.
Days ago.
Signed up today.
You
I
signed up.
to-
You'll like it.
I got my free trial, but I really don't want to schedule albums, and I don't want to have to use a link because I know that a lot of customers have kind of told me, like, you know, that they're kind of against the link. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So I was like, you know what? If I can just get it to work manually, and I figured out how it just goes up manually, and I don't use the link. So I think what I'm going to do is I created a dummy group page that's just Amanda and myself on there. And I'm going to time it to see how long it takes me to upload all my albums. Because honestly, I did the party in the USA last week, and it literally took me a little over 2 hours to load everything because they have 188 albums. And it
Was that with Shop the Row or just doing it yourself?
Yeah. So I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. 2 hours that I could have spent doing something else. So
How long does it take us to upload?
I uploaded everything to our sale while watching The Walking Dead last night, so I was able to upload everything in just under an hour.
do you upload everything scheduled or just upload now?
I almost never schedule anything. There are some sales that have like loading times. They want you to load at a specific time, and if I get one of those stupid like 4 a.m. times, I'm not going to wake up to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
to post. But yeah, I don't usually use that too much. Like if we are having a VIP and I'm just afraid that I'll forget to do it, I will schedule them. But usually I just upload them directly right away. I don't usually schedule, and I used to not use the link. I did use the link the other day in our group, but I didn't tell people to click the link. I just kind of put it there for myself because I have a real big problem with right now forgetting to delete the photos if people claim something.
Oh.
So I was like, if somebody claims it, at least the link's there and I can click it and I can get rid of that photo.
Yeah.
Like people started just using the link themselves. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't. And then the ones that didn't, I was just able to delete the photo. So it actually worked out okay.
Oh, so you can use both ways.
Yeah. If you
Okay.
if you do use the link, it still posts the item to your group, and you know they can comment there. We always go by in at least our group and a couple sales that do use the link. It's always the first person that writes sold on Facebook opposed to whoever clicks the link. So like if somebody writes sold and they forget to click the link or something, it's still their item.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
At least that's how we do it. There is a party function. I don't really advise doing that for your VIPs because it does take a lot of interaction off of your Facebook page if you do it. We do have a Shop the Row party group that we do, but it's a lot of work to try to keep the group itself active. But the people, like, they know what to do when it's sale time. They're waiting for the link at 5 o'clock. So when it's 5 o'clock, they're
But
ready
that group's
to.
trained to know that.
But you know they're trained to do that now. Like we started that group saying this is going to be a Shop the Row party only link group, and you know they knew that from the beginning. So like there wasn't any, you know, we were loading albums and now we're going to do this. And that's why we've left the rock and roll sale the way it is, just because everybody's familiar with the album. So if we took the albums away, you know, I got 26,000 people, they'd be like, where did the albums go?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you may have been, I don't know if you were kind of talking about that with Rock and Roll, Kim, because that's where I met you, is there. That is available to sell in to all of my little babies. And Michael and Amanda have sold in it a couple times, and they're always able to. It's on every Monday and Thursday. So
That's how I showed him the line of LuLaRoe of all the different styles and what you're looking into. And I was trying to explain, I'm like, how do I explain it? It's like one gigantic yard sale. Everybody kind of puts their stuff on it and people just pick for what you can buy something from here, and you can see multiple of the same thing, and you just pick the person you want to purchase from because that's the size that it was or whatever. I was trying to like one giant yard sale, flea market. I don't know. It's something like that.
yeah, it's. Go ahead.
And Kim, I know both of us has said that the photos is what's the most time consuming, but it's so worth it because you can join multis and let's say, like today, Carrie had a multi. If I wanted to load my pictures on there, I can load it. We can go out, do whatever, and then tomorrow I'll see, I sold this many pieces. So it sells on its own when you have an album. That works great to our advantage whenever, like we're gonna go on vacation. I think we went last week was from Friday all the way till Tuesday. I put a few of my little babies on as admins so they kind of get practice. But I told everybody, hey, we're going on vacation. Anything, go ahead and just claim sold. And when we come back on Tuesday, we'll package everything up. We'll invoice, package, and then ship everything out. So it's, even though I know I'm not going to have a live sale while I'm out on vacation, I know that it's going to sell itself.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it's totally worth it.
I know. Just within I shopped off of some rock and roll kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there were two exact same print skirts, and it honestly was the same size, same print, two different people. And it was the quality of the photo that made me buy their skirt over the other one, because the color looked better, the way it was displayed was better.
It
was
nicer,
attractive to me.
Yeah.
Yep. As a customer, so you can be watching that kind of stuff to see, what you would want to do different and better to have the customers say the same kind of thing about your photos or your customer service, all those sort of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Customer service is going to be your number one friend. Cause you honestly, you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
And I told Carrie this last, couple days ago or so. Amanda, when Amanda decided to sign up under Carrie, it was, something as simple as she provided great customer service, and Amanda had an issue with one of the items that she purchased off of Carrie, and Carrie said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and send you a return label. Just return it back to me, and I'll exchange it for something else. Other consultants won't do that. They'll say, oh no, too bad, basically, and they won't help you out. And yeah, they got that sale off of them right away, but that customer's not going to come back to them.
Exactly.
So, like I said, you never know who's watching. I had a girl that was watching. She was a first time customer for us. She's shopped before, and she was watching us do outfits, and she's like, wow, I like the way that you guys put your outfits together, but we didn't have anything out of the outfits that we had pre-selected or put together before the live sale. None of them were in her size, and Amanda said, you know what? Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put something together for you that's your size. Tell me your sizes. And now she gave her like 2 or 3 options. She took, I think, 2 outfits, and then the next day she decided to sign up underneath us. So you always want to attend to all your customers and kind of help them as much as possible, because you never know what can come out of it.
It's very true.
Well, and that's one of the kudos to Carrie is I had questions, and I had ordered something off of one of the mass sales that, and one of the things on the Google Docs said, "Are you interested in becoming a LuLaRoe consultant?" And I said yes. And, excuse me. Put my email down. Didn't hear a word from whoever it was that I had filled that Google Doc out for. And it wasn't until Carrie had posted, ask any question. And I learned so much just from the thread of 106 people. And it did not matter, and there was other people commented too, it did not matter if the same question came up 30 times. She answered the same question. She didn't say see above. She didn't say, and it was like, I learned so much from that experience that I was like, okay. And then she reached out to me because I had more questions. And then she kind of was like, oh, there might be some sort of interest. So then we started communicating on Facebook Messenger, and it was that kind of a thing. Yeah. I had an experience with somebody that I purchased on one of the mass group things, and the leggings came with a hole in them, and the shirt was too big. So I said, I don't want them. Can I exchange them? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. Send them back. You're responsible for shipping. Send them back. And you can buy something from me at a later time. Since then, it's probably been over a month. She's had 2 times where she's posted something on Facebook about having items in stock. I have no opportunity to purchase from her because she only puts sales on twice a month. I've only seen it twice. And I'm like, well, how do I do an exchange when you don't ever put anything up? Like I'm now sitting on credit that I can't do anything with because they're not active within the selling. And so that's frustrating. On a customer end, that's frustrating.
Right. Completely
so
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you always want to stay active on your page. Whether it's a simple post, have your customers involved in, like, sometimes I'll put a post, hey, this is what we're doing, show me what you're doing, and for a chance to win some Lula cash, and it kind of gets customers involved. We like to schedule 2 to 3 events a week, so that's without counting any multis. So I mean, that'll be our albums and maybe like 2 live sales. Sometimes we do more, but at minimum, I would say we do right now 2 to 3. Before, when we first started, it was like 7 every 7 days. So, I mean, it'll change as depending on how busy you are and how fast you can turn things around. So I decided to do I think it was a back-to-back for like 3 or 4 days of sales when we recently when we were selling a lot, and it was the worst mistake I did because I could not keep up with shipping and invoicing. So you kind of learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, you definitely do. What are you doing?
Well, that's all the questions I have for now. I know there'll be more.
Oh yeah.
I'll make a list.
Oh, you'll have
I'll make a list too. I want to thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, I
All right.
appreciate your time.
Yep.
And we'll be seeing your faces again. Hopefully we'll see Amanda on the next one.
Yes, definitely.
And Kathy.
She's actually she passed out because she's putting together for Thanksgiving. They do where they put boxes together for like all the homeless people and everything, and tomorrow I think they're picking up at the local supermarket. I think it was 400 or 550 turkeys to give out.
Yeah.
So today and tomorrow it's like crazy for her because it's like late nights, but she's done by like 5 p.m. She's already home, but she's exhausted.
I'm sure. Well, I do appreciate all of your time. That it means a lot that you've taken the time, especially East Coasters.
No worries.
Yep. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Is that how you exit it?